Okay, now it's like totally in your face.
I know.
You can pull it back a little bit.
That's what she said.
Oh my God.
Hi, and welcome to the SaVeg podcast.
I'm Rose, also known as Cheap Lazy Vegan on YouTube.
And I'm Daniel, one of your favorite guest stars on Cheap Lazy Vegan's YouTube channel.
We're two friends who love to talk about the latest trending topics.
So get comfortable and join us while we give our SaVeg take on just about everything.
You are currently listening to the previous episode of this podcast, but if you would like to listen to this week's episode and get some exclusive content, go over to patreon.com/thesavagepodcast.
All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of our podcast.
Hey guys.
Guys, we are surviving through a polar vortex.
Oh my God. It is like, for those of you that aren't in Calgary right now.
Which is a lot of you.
A lot of you, yeah.
So we are in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Mm-hmm. And I swear to Jesus, it is the coldest place on earth at this moment.
Guys, it is fucking so cold. Like, it's that cold where it's like, you can't even go outside. Like, you go outside, even just like walking from the train to like my friend's house, I'm like,
and that's like 3 seconds.
Yeah. And I'm like, and like literally the other day, because it's been
your
cold,
friend being me.
Yeah. Didn't want to reveal your location that you're close to a train station, you know?
I mean, there are only 2 train stations here in the city, so.
Pretty much.
Anyway.
But like the other day, it was also really cold, and I went to take my glove off just to text for 2 seconds, and my hand was like, seizing up.
Yeah. It's actually horrendous.
It is.
My dog Nari might join us for a little, session. She is here with me. My 2 dogs are actually... I'm staying with my 2 dogs and at my parents' house.
Yeah.
So that's interesting.
You know what's crazy too? I watched your story today when the dogs are coming in from outside.
Oh
and
my
I remember
God.
this yesterday, but it's like you see the dogs run in, guys, and then
from the
like,
backyard.
From the backyard, and then there's this like
gust of like wind. Is it wind or like?
Just like
it's wind.
Cold,
it's cold
air
wind.
Particles.
Right. It's just cold air.
That's why it instantly like condenses.
Is it like? Right.
Because it's like so cold, and then it hits the warmth, and it's like
right. Yeah. So every time I open the door to the backyard because the girls need to go pee, it's like this like gust of cold wind, and it literally looks like the world's coming to an end outside.
It's horrible.
And even the dogs that can usually stand
like
pretty cold weather,
yeah,
because usually what I do is I'll put like shoes on them to only their back feet, because they both are divas and they don't like it on their front feet, but I think their back feet are more sensitive. And usually when you put it on the back feet, they can withstand about like minus 25 degrees Celsius, which I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. Right now, guys, it's minus 30 degrees Celsius, which is ridiculous. And that's before wind chill. Okay.
Damn.
So the girls are like, they go outside for like 2 seconds and then they like come right back in.
Oh, God dang.
And today I put like shoes on their feet and they still didn't want to be outside.
Yeah.
They're like, their front feet. Oh my gosh. Anyways. It's fucking cold, and I'm pissed.
I know, me too.
It actually makes me angry.
I know, it's just annoying because I don't mind the winter, but it's just like these days, it's like you can't even just do simple things. Like I went to the gym today and it's a hassle. I go anywhere and it's like
you have to put on 10 layers.
You have to bundle up so much, and even then you're still freezing, and you're like, hey, this is not enjoyable anymore.
Yeah, and like your face. What do you do with your face?
Well, literally,
you have like a mask.
I have a mask that I wear, guys, that goes up to my eyes, and then I
need
have
to get that mask.
It's so handy, honestly. It actually
Where'd you
helps
get
a
it?
lot. It's Helly Hansen, I think.
Okay, I'm gonna get one.
Yeah, I'll send you a link.
Done.
But yeah, I got this like I think it's called like a baklava or something.
Okay.
It's
not a dessert.
It's also a
baklava.
Dessert. No, maybe it's not a baklava. Guys, what's it called? There's a name for it.
Is it a dessert?
A baklava is a dessert as well, but maybe it's a balaclava.
Maybe. I kind of want...
Not baklava.
Guys, let us know. Is it a baklava or a balaclava? Which one's the dessert?
One of them is anyway.
I know the baklava has to be a dessert.
Yeah. So anyway, it's a mask thing. So literally when I'm walking around, just my eyes are showing.
But they used to have those, like, I don't know if they still have those, but like it's like a ski mask.
With the holes.
Where like you only have holes on your eyes.
Yeah. I used to have one.
Do they still sell those?
I think they do.
Like, I think we used to have them when we were kids.
Oh yeah, when I was a kid, that's what I used to wear.
But isn't that kind of hilarious?
Yeah.
And also, like, you can get away with a lot wearing that thing.
That's true. That's very true.
I don't know
no
if
one
it's
sees
safe.
your...
You know what I'm saying?
You know.
Nani, you want to join?
They definitely have those types of masks, though. I've seen them in sex stores. So...
God damn, Daniel. I don't know what kind of thing you're into, and I don't want to know. Anyways, guys.
So
yes, it's freezing, and I heard that like flights are a mess because it's literally just so cold. And usually we're good at handling cold to some
like
extent.
Yeah, to a reasonable amount.
But even driving outside right now is like actually scary. It's slippery. You can't, again, because of the fucking vortex.
We're in a polar vortex.
Yeah, polar vortex.
So everywhere is basically ice.
Like what is it like? It's like gusts of wind.
Yeah.
You can see the like white wind.
Dang.
Is it wind? Is it snow? I don't know. It's a mess.
It is fucking. Even from my office today, I was like, so I went in today to the office, and I was like looking out the window, like because our office is all glass windows, and I was like walking down. Me and my friend did like a loop around the office, and I was like looking down, and literally out the windows, it just was like white.
I know.
I was like, we're in a fucking whiteout. Like, what is going on?
Not even just like white. It's like gray white because it's like gross.
Oh.
Anyway, we're gonna complain about this forever if we don't stop ourselves.
Well, no, it's gonna. So apparently, it's only supposed to last for this week. So like, we're halfway through.
You're so optimistic. I'm like, oh my god, we still have like 3 more days of this.
Yeah.
Because like I'm worried. Like the thing is, I can't take the girls out for a walk, and I just like they're so bored. I can tell they're just so bored. They're doing good so far, which is why. But then because I had to come and record this, I brought Nari so that I can separate them for a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to be antsy and like these girls are very sensitive souls.
Oh god.
So and usually dogs, they get their energy out through like walks
And running around and stuff.
Exactly, and they love their walks. So I'm really like sad that I can't take them for a walk.
You gotta play some like tug of war and stuff with them.
The thing is though, because Nari and Bori, they're not like fully getting along yet. And Nari's really good at playing with toys. And if she was at home by herself, she would play with the toys.
Yeah.
But because Bori's there and Bori, like, she's kind of curious. So if we start playing with the toy, Bori will come over. And Nari just like kind of freezes a little bit. Like she doesn't really want to play when Bori's there. So she's being really, So we haven't been able to play with toys.
Okay.
So it's a bit of a disaster.
God
So I may have to
damn.
separate them and then just play with them each tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's a full-time job, guys.
It is.
Having a dog is a full-time job. Having 2 that don't get along.
Even bigger of a full-time job. God damn, Rose.
They're doing okay though. They're existing in semi-peace.
In semi. Yeah.
In semi-peace.
They're
I'm mitigating.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wonder, hopefully they'll eventually get to a point where they get
think
along
they
and they're
will.
buddies.
I think the hope now is you have to be realistic. So the hope is that they will
tolerate each other.
But maybe a little bit better than tolerate. Like as in like they'll still have like somewhat positive feelings, but they're not going to be besties. That's the kind of, of course I would want them to be besties.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, okay, I would be happy as long as they tolerate, they're both at peace, they can both be themselves. And feel comfortable. That's all I'm hoping for right now. And I feel like they're gonna get there. They're already getting a little better. So I think Bori just doesn't know how to socialize because she's never really socialized with dogs.
Yeah.
So she's just like doesn't really know what's going on.
Yeah. So it's hard. It's harder for her.
It's harder for her, and then that makes it hard. Like imagine like a really socially awkward person coming into your house, and your parents are like, "This is now your sibling."
Yeah, true.
That's kind of like what we've done.
Yeah.
If we think
And
about
then
it
you're
in
just
human
like,
terms.
Fuck my life.
Exactly.
Ugh.
Anyway, that's enough about our personal lives.
God damn.
We got some stories.
We do.
Some involving very sad tragedies, unfortunately.
There's some tragedies. It's kind of a mixed bag today with stories, guys. The first one that I wanted to kick off, I wanted to talk about this because I really want to see this film.
I literally am so out of touch. Not out of touch. What's out of
touch?
Not out of. Is it out of touch? Like I don't know what's going on in films.
Yeah.
I didn't even know this was a film.
Okay. You saw the first one though, right?
I did, but that was like 20 years ago.
It was not 20 years
when
ago.
When was it, Daniel?
I think it came out in like 2000. I want to say like 2009.
Okay, fine. What did it come out in 2009? Should we check it?
Check it if you don't believe me. So guys, what we're talking about is if you haven't seen it, you're among one of the few because apparently, guys, this weekend, Avatar, The Way of Water.
So the second film,
the second one in the series. Which
you're right. It was 2009.
See, I know my shit, Rose.
I bet you Googled it right before.
You don't trust me. No, you don't.
Because you have this article out. It probably says it right here.
No, it doesn't. Look, do you see 2009 anywhere, Rose? No.
We're just reading the title, Daniel.
2022. That's when this story came out.
I know, but I'm saying if you scroll down, it probably tells you when the first film came out.
So anyway, guys, Avatar: The Way of Water. It got released. It apparently has just dominated and this is not a surprise, right? Like Avatar, the original, like the one that came out in 2009, was a huge success at the box office. It was like it was the number one grossing film. It surpassed Titanic. Titanic was the other one that was like a huge success. And I don't know, like honestly, the first one always holds a special place in my heart because I just
you love it.
I loved it. I thought it was really well done.
How many times you watch it?
More than I want to admit on this podcast.
Really?
No, not that many. I think I saw it 3 times in theater.
Really?
And I don't usually go.
You must have loved it.
Well, I went once, and then another one of my friends hadn't seen it, so I went, and then there was an opportunity to see it with the 3D because it was, and the 3D experience, guys. I'm gonna see Way of Water with 3D if it's an option. It was fucking crazy because like. You remember in the first one when they're like going through the forest and all the lights?
That's something that's definitely worth watching 3D. Yes.
And it was like everything was coming at you. Oh my God, it was amazing. It was so good. But
I watched it once and I did really like it, but I don't remember it because I only watched it that one time.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's just wild. I mean, it's a kind of a non-story, but it's still a story to me
well,
because
actually,
I'm like...
it's interesting because so it did very well.
Yeah.
And James Cameron is the director.
Yeah. And
he's the one that did... Is he the one that did Titanic? I should really know this.
James Cameron did Titanic. He did Avatar, and now he's doing...
like a big deal.
He is. And the interesting thing with James Cameron, I don't know how much like truth to it because I feel like sometimes... Like there probably is some truth to it, but I know when he filmed or when he did Avatar, like he actually had the idea for the whole series of Avatar like way before he actually filmed it.
Sure.
But unfortunately, I guess like the graphics and where he wanted to go with the film wasn't there yet.
Okay.
So he had to wait for quite a while, and then in 2009,
was when it was
the
better. Technology was caught up.
Exactly.
Right.
And then this one again, he had to wait a little bit longer because apparently the graphics and everything are even more insane in this one.
It probably is because it's it's been like a while now.
But I like recently, like I'm pretty sure I saw Avatar again recently, like on just.
Look at you! You're like a big fan.
I'm not that bad.
Is that your favorite movie?
No, it's not my favorite movie. No, not by any like stretch of the imagination. But I think.
What's your favorite movie, Daniel?
I don't know.
You've told me before, but I can't remember. It's about you like that movie where it's like the
Shawshank Redemption?
Yes, that's your favorite.
That's
movie.
one of my top ones, yeah.
How many times have you seen that one?
Oof, more than I want to admit on this podcast, guys. But yeah, anyway, interesting. I'm probably going to see it over the Christmas holidays.
Yeah. Where can we watch it? Like you're going to go to the theater?
Yeah, I think so.
We should go together.
Do you want to watch it?
I want to watch it.
Okay, well, we'll plan.
But I should probably watch the first one again to like remind myself what happened.
Well, yeah, I would. Yeah. I would if I were you.
I mean, I'm sure you could still watch it on its own and it'd still be good. But, it'd be nice to like refresh.
Especially if they make references to the film, like the previous one. You kind of want to know.
It's been a while, you know? But there is actually a story that ties to this story a little bit.
Okay.
Because it ties to James Cameron.
Oh.
Which I saw this on social media.
Yeah.
And it's quite interesting. So James Cameron apparently is plant-based.
Oh, what?
Yeah. So he actually I think he works on like other films as well that have to do with like, being plant-based.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly which ones.
It's interesting you say that because the parallel with Avatar, like if you remember the film, it's about basically like obviously the avatars or
are considered like,
what are they called again? The Navi people or something?
Oh God, I don't remember.
I think it was the Navi people. Anyway.
But they're considered people, no? Or are they considered animals?
Well, people are. I mean,
sure. Yeah.
They're considered the natives, basically.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It was like a parallel to Pocahontas.
It is. But the interesting thing, which I thought is really powerful throughout the entire film that he does, is there's this contrast between capitalism and like destroying the planet, because that's what they're trying to mine for. I can't remember what the thing is called. It's like some type of rock or something, and it's there's so much of it on this island or on this planet, and it's like these people come, they're raiding and everything else, and yet the Navi people are trying to like live their their way of life to the roots, you know what I mean? So it has a lot of parallels to like environmentalism and things like that. So that actually makes sense. I mean, I didn't know he was a plant-based.
Yes. So but recently he's been under controversy. Because, well, this is the thing. This is what I always talk about, and I feel like we need to do a public service announcement.
Okay. PSA, guys.
So, James Cameron, I don't know if he's ever considered himself vegan. He's considered himself plant-based, I think. But the world is like, he's vegan.
Yeah.
Right? So, and not that it really excuses anything, but basically, he recently... I guess he was doing maybe promotions for Avatar or something. And he recently went to some kind of like Dolphin show where it was like, a Dolphin entertainment show.
Yeah.
Which is also kind of funny because apparently he also participated in some kind of movie about sea life, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
Cove
okay.
or something,
Okay.
which talks about whales and dolphins and that stuff. So basically people are like, not happy that he went to this like dolphin show. Now, of course, people can make mistakes. He like made an appearance, he like talked and all that stuff, which, not so nice, which is another reason why though I'm like, okay, you need to I don't like when people are like immediately, just because like a celebrity follows some kind of plant-based diet, immediately you're going to say like, oh, they're vegan.
Yeah.
Because if you're vegan, you wouldn't go to a dolphin show.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
But it's all like, I don't know. It's like you would think that because I feel like he's like a little bit more woke than this, to go to a dolphin show.
I know, it surprises me.
I know. But anyway, I mean, am I going to, hate the guy? Do I think he's evil? No.
Yeah.
But do I think he could have just not gone to the dolphin show and made an appearance? Yes.
Well, and also I'm like, sorry, but like, who hasn't seen? I'm like, who
hasn't seen Blackfish?
Exactly. And like, I'm sorry, guys. Like, if you're still going and supporting the Sea Worlds and stuff like that, I'm just like, it's just after watching those documentaries, learning more about that industry, seeing what those animals have to go through, like, it's just
a no-brainer.
Yeah.
It's like, why do we even still have these shows?
Yeah.
And I don't know what's going on in SeaWorld, but what I heard, the last thing I think I heard was that they got rid of the orcas, but they still have other animals.
Like the sea lions, the dolphins.
I think so.
Yeah, okay.
Which is so stupid. Like, can we not...
Because
can humans not take one situation and use that in a different context?
I think it's probably because like they probably look at it like, hey, all the focus was on that documentary Blackfish.
Yes.
That's laser focus on our orcas. Let's get rid of the orcas.
Exactly.
And then people are not going to worry about anything else.
But this is my issue with these. I mean, I don't necessarily have an issue with these one issue documentaries. I think it's important, but at the same time, I think we need to look at the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Not just look at just the orcas. Yes, the orcas are smart. They're important. They're big animals. They're beautiful. They is smart. They is important. But so are dolphins and other animals that we use for entertainment.
Well, and also, guys, like some of these animals, like, I mean, I'm not saying, again, I'm not being speciesist or whatever. Speciesist, saying that one animal is like more, deserving or than others or whatever. But like a lot of these animals that are in captivity, like SeaWorld animals, a lot of them are extremely intelligent animals. And like they're literally stuck in a bathtub. Like imagine, because they were saying like dolphins and orcas and a lot of these animals, like I think belugas, sea lions, all of this stuff, they actually have quite a high level of intelligence.
Yes.
And the fact that we're keeping them in these enclosures that are, they would just get bored to death. Like imagine just being stuck.
Yeah.
Like even right now, we can't leave our place because it's so cold.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling stir crazy.
I know. I mean, look at the dogs. Like they need to go for walks.
They're like antsy.
And these are wild animals. These are not dogs,
exactly.
right? Even dogs need to go for walks. And even if they weren't as intelligent, they would still want to go outside and go for walks and or not for walks, but they would want to explore. That's their like natural territory.
They're saying that these animals swim for like hundreds of kilometers.
So much. Like imagine literally the ocean is your home.
It's vast.
And then you get stuck in SeaWorld.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Anyways, so obviously I'm not, saying attack James Cameron or anything like that. But it does rub people the wrong way. But I do think it's important for people to I do think it's important to call them out at the same time, because these are people that have talked about issues. And I don't know if he's ever talked about animal rights issues, but I'm sure has talked about environmental issues, as you've discussed.
And it's interesting because, again, I haven't seen Avatar Way of Water, but definitely the first Avatar, guys, there's parallels around industrialization. Capitalism, environmentalism, all of that.
So
it's
so
all
connected. Yeah. Exactly. As much as I always say veganism is about animals, but also it's all connected. So when somebody's saying that they're plant-based and they care about the environment, you should also care about these, dolphin shows that I'm sure are not a friend to the environment. But anyways, that's another story that was interesting.
One thing that's crazy, guys, I just can't even fathom these numbers sometimes. So they're saying here that the Way of Water cost at least $350 million to produce it, and then many more millions to market it. I'm like,
okay, here's another controversial take. Because that, what are they using?
Let's hear your controversial take, Rose.
How much material are we... Okay, because I know a lot of it's like CGI or whatever.
Yeah.
but how much of it is CGI? And because like film industry, obviously it's important.
Yeah.
But we do, there must be so much waste that goes into
100%. Because
film sets.
Think about it. If you, let's say you created, I'm sure there's some stuff that they can reuse, but like if you create a certain film, like The Mummy, Avatar, you create these like extravagant sets that literally nobody else might use that. Yes. Like it might not be used for another film, so you have to tear it down.
Yeah. And that's just big waste. And of course, that's not the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
But it's something to think about as crazy. We advocate for the environment. Let's make a film where we're wasting so much.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I just cannot believe that it cost
300, but like
and 50.
But like how?
I don't know.
Anyway, I guess we'll have to watch it.
We're gonna watch it. I want to watch it this weekend. If you guys, oh god.
Isn't this weekend?
Oh yeah, this weekend's Christmas. No, next week, guys. I'm gonna watch it. You're welcome to join me, Rose, if you so choose. You're usually so busy. God
damn, I got 2 girls to take care of.
You might not be able to leave the house long enough to watch the film. Yeah. So anyway, that's our little Avatar story.
Interesting, guys. Let us know. Have you seen it? Will you watch it?
Will you watch it? Yeah. Have you?
What
seen
do you think?
If you've watched
what do you think of James Cameron and his Dolphin show attendance?
God damn.
Quite an interesting situation there.
Now we got some sad stories to talk about. Okay,
guys. So kind of insane.
This is pretty big news for Canada.
Yeah. I think this was yesterday. I'm not sure. But 5 people were killed in a horrendous condo shooting in Canada.
Yeah.
Guys.
Yeah. So this happened it was 2 days ago. So this happened on Sunday night. 5 people were killed. Police said a terrible crime that came amid Canada's efforts to tighten gun control laws. After I don't laugh about the tightening of, I think it's a good thing. After responding to an active shooting call at about 7:20 at the residential building, police found a horrific scene where numerous victims were deceased. A male gunman, 73 years old,
was shot by an officer and died.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess he died.
Yeah.
He was I believe so it was a condo building.
Yeah.
And I believe he was a resident.
He was, yeah.
And apparently, it looks like a huge condo building. This was in a suburb of Toronto called Vaughan, is it?
Vaughan, I think.
Vaughan?
Yeah.
How do you say it? Wait, let me see it. Oh, Vaughan, right. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's Vaughan.
Vaughan.
Yeah.
Okay, it's spelled very funny.
I know.
Okay?
I'm pretty sure, guys, if you guys are listening in Ontario, if we're saying it wrong, let us know.
I've never heard of that place. Have you?
I'm pretty sure I have. Okay. That's why I think it is Vaughan.
Okay.
But I could be completely wrong.
So yeah, the suspect, I guess he, what I heard was that people kind of knew that he was a bit of a,
like a recluse kind of, or?
I don't know if he was a recluse, but they saw warning signs in him.
Okay.
But I don't know if, of course, no one would probably think that he's going to go and shoot people.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of people, like residents, were uncomfortable. That's the last thing. That's what I heard when I was watching the news about this. But yeah, it's so fucking sad.
It is.
This doesn't happen in Canada.
I know it doesn't happen very often.
Yes.
It does. We occasionally have these situations, and a lot of the people involved in this were, I don't know if it was there seemed to be a lot of older people in this.
I heard that this building, there's a lot of seniors in the building.
Okay.
So unfortunately 5 people died. Yeah. Oh my God. So there was Russell Manox, 75, Helen Manox, 71. There were a couple. Mm-hmm. They were married.
Yeah.
Rita Camilleri, 57, Victoria Panza, 79. They were also a couple. Mm-hmm. And the 5th person was Naveed Dada, 59. Oh my God. It's so sad. And we also have a 6th victim that is seriously injured.
Oh my God.
I don't know why it happened.
The motive has not been released, and authorities believe there's no longer a threat to the community.
Jesus Christ.
I know.
What is going on in this world, Daniel?
Well, I think and I don't know if this is, again, guys, I don't know what his motive was. I don't know what it was related to, but I do think overall, more and more people, because of everything that's going on, are in more stressful situations due to finances, right?
Right. I'm
not saying that this is this person's situation. He sounds like he's a bit older, 73, so maybe he's on a pension. I don't know.
Right.
But I just imagine as this situation gets more and more stressful for everyone,
maybe
it could be a melting pot,
A melting pot?
Not a melting pot. A boiling pot,
Right.
It will boil over.
God. I don't know the reason, but maybe he just had a, he just had a psychotic break.
Well, and I'm hoping, they said this came amid Canada's efforts. So Canada is already trying to tighten its gun control laws.
Yeah.
So this, I hope, reinforces that this needs to continue. Like we do need to even tighten them even more.
Yes, I think so.
I
thought we already had pretty good gun control, but I guess not.
I think there's probably, I'm sure there's more improvements.
Yes,
yeah.
there's more we could do.
Yeah. And I think like, honestly...
So apparently this guy had a lengthy history of threatening members of the building's board.
Okay.
And believed they had a conspiracy to systematically murder him. So clearly, like, he is maybe he's had some major mental health
Because he probably thought he was
issues.
acting in self-defense. Like, if he thought those people were going to kill him.
Maybe.
He was probably like, I need to get rid of them first.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Honestly, guys, this stuff it's pretty scary.
It's scary. That's so sad. My God.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that happened in Canada.
Oh, goddamn.
Goddamn, Daniel. At first, I saw a shooting, and I immediately just thought, another shooting in the U.S.
Yeah.
Which I felt bad thinking that.
But that's our reality now, guys.
I know.
Like,
and then I clicked, and it was Canada.
Yeah. We're not like trying to like make fun of the U.S. at all, but like literally, there's like a big, huge school shooting, mass shooting, every shooting. Like, I'm like, honestly, I don't know how many
and
more.
Now it's trickling in this goddamn country.
Exactly. And it's fun. Well, it's not funny, but like Canada's like already trying to tighten its gun control laws. This happens. Hopefully this again reinforces that. But it's like, I just am so flabbergasted.
I know.
That the US still, after all their mass shootings, there's no gun reform.
I know.
Like, it actually shocks me, guys. It's like if I did something continually and it was causing me problems, right? Like, why would I continue it?
But they're thinking, you know how they think.
No,
We've talked about this so many times.
A million.
We won't bore you again.
Yeah, a million bazillion gajillion times,
So yeah, unfortunately that happened. Yeah, I mean, condolences.
God damn.
We don't know what to say. I don't mean to laugh, but
I'm speechless.
Sometimes when I'm speechless, I just laugh really awkwardly.
I do too.
Anyway, guys, that fucking sucks. And hopefully we have tighter gun control.
That's true.
And we have another fucking sad story.
I know.
Fucking Toronto, guys. What is going on in Toronto?
I know. So this one was a bit weird because I was actually like looking up, because Rose had mentioned about the shooting. So I was like looking up stuff in Toronto, like what was going on. And all of a sudden this story popped up. And apparently, again...
Oh, no, this is a new story. I thought they had gone through trial and stuff, but I guess not.
Yeah.
So this story is a bit insane. 8 teenage girls were charged in connection with swarming attack in downtown Toronto that left a man dead on Sunday.
Yeah.
Some as young as 13 years old.
What the fuck?
Guys, the scariest demographic is teenagers.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know what the problem is like, I watched this documentary. I think it was a documentary when it talked about teenagers that like end up in gangs and stuff.
Yeah.
So like a lot of kids, obviously they're more easily influenced. They also, when you're that age, your problems are like magnified.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like your situation, whatever it is, it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
And so you're more likely to do like an extreme thing to like,
because you have an extreme reaction.
Exactly. Because you're like, oh my God, like, think about like something that happened. I remember there was some days where I was just like, I can never go back to the school again. This is the end of the world.
Yeah.
And now if the same thing happened to me, I'd be like, okay, cool. Like,
I wonder
it's
why
annoying.
this is the case.
Well, I think it's because at that age, it's like
your brain's
developing still. Your hormones are like fucking off the charts.
Yeah.
So like literally, I remember like so much shit going down.
It's just the end of the world, and it's like the dumbest shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the victim was a 59-year-old man. Okay, where the 8 girls allegedly assaulted and stabbed.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So 8 of them just like jumped him, I guess.
Why? What was he? Like, he was just a random person?
I don't know. It says the girls cannot be identified because they're...
3 of them were 13 years old.
Mm-hmm.
3 are 14 and 2 are 16. That is terrifying.
And apparently they don't really know how they all know each other because they came
met
from
each
different
other through social media, it says.
So like...
I can't even believe this. So it says... the number of weapons were seized during their arrest.
Mm-hmm.
And the names can't be released because they're underage. And the victim is the city's 68th homicide of the year. We don't know who this victim is.
Yeah. Like, it's actually...
Oh, the victim has recently moved to the shelter system. What does that mean?
Meanwhile, police have not released the name of the victim as they are yet to notify his next of kin or his kin. Brown said the victim recently moved to the shelter system.
He must have been homeless.
He must have been homeless, maybe. Like, it must have been like...
God.
Because a shelter system makes me think it's like the drop-in center or like
right?
the, you know. I think that's what it is.
Oh my God.
So...
What the... 13 years old. Do you know how, like, that is a child?
I know. And it's like, and again, they were saying they met each other through social media. We don't know how or why they met that evening and why the destination was downtown Toronto.
And why they targeted him.
Yeah. Like, could you imagine just walking down the street and like 8
oh
young
my
girls
God,
come at
it's
you to
so,
like
that is fucking
you?
scary.
Oh my God, guys, this is like actually giving
every
me, like,
time I walk and I like see a group of teenagers, I already get scared. And
Yeah.
now I'm just going to be so fucking scared.
Mm.
It says, I'm just trying to see if like what we think is the shelter system is what we think.
Is correct, you mean?
Yeah, I don't even know how to talk.
It's what we think is what we think.
Let's
Well, it
see.
is what we think.
I mean, yeah, he recently accessed Toronto's shelter system and had a very supportive family in the area. So I'm assuming it is what we think.
Yeah. So maybe
Oh
he was
my
like,
God, that's so sad. This poor man.
Especially think about all of this stuff happening right now, right before Christmas.
Yes.
So you have all these families that like now, you know, are going to have these horrible memories close to Christmas time.
That is so fucking sad. Why?
God, you know, I know we kind of talked about the weather already in Calgary, but I was just thinking, like, imagine being in the shelter system in Calgary.
Oh, but
right
I
now.
was thinking the same. So every time it gets cold here, like this cold, like minus 20, you know, onwards.
Yeah.
I'm always like, there's one thing that's good that comes out of the cold. I am so thankful to have a warm house. Every time I get into my house, I'm like, oh my God, I just like have this immense gratitude.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, and then I immediately think, what do people do?
Uh-huh.
What do people do, Daniel? Do they have enough space in shelters?
I don't think that they do. Like, I don't know,
especially
like,
this year, like we've had more homeless people on the streets.
Yeah.
In the last couple years since COVID.
Yeah.
So I can only imagine that there can't be enough space.
Yeah, there's a few in the city, but I think that they get, especially during the winter, I think they get really full. And then
Can't
also,
they just cram everyone in there
but
just
also,
for the night?
They can also, I think that there's also, and again, guys, I haven't actually worked with the any of the drop-in centers or anything like that, but I heard they also have rules. Like if you show up like super fucked up,
Right.
you're not allowed to come in. Like,
Right,
because
it disturbs the...
Exactly. Like if you're on like some severe, and a lot of people said actually, being in the shelter system itself is quite scary because like, you know, obviously it's all types of people in there and most of the people are quite friendly, but like some, you know, women and things like that, there can be situations.
Yeah.
Because you're, you know, in this sheltered system. So, oh God, I couldn't even imagine.
I can't
like,
even imagine.
It's weird because like, you know, I think that the shelter can hold quite a lot of people here in Calgary and like, I don't know.
But I think some people, yeah, you're right. Some people choose not to go for a few reasons.
Yeah.
And also, like, I'm scared because people do get fucked up on the street. And in weather like this, they might just not realize they're in such cold weather. You know what I mean?
No, they wouldn't. Well, especially,
so a lot of people freeze to death.
Of course.
Oh,
especially,
God.
especially when they're on those, like, really hard drugs. You know, the ones where they just, like, zombie out?
Yes.
Like, if they did that in this weather, they wouldn't recognize that it's cold. So they would actually... You could wake up with, like, frostbite hand or something.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Honestly, it freaks me out.
Yeah.
Anyway,
it's brutal.
Be thankful if you have a warm home.
Mm-hmm.
Just be thankful. Honestly, if I'm homeless, I'm fucking heading south. Okay, ain't nobody staying here.
They really need to. Like, again, I don't think there's like, we've talked about this before. There's not a silver bullet to help these situations.
Yeah.
But there has been some countries that have had some pretty high successes in terms of getting people off the streets. Portugal being one of them.
Yeah.
And like there's certain things that they did where they like decriminalized certain like drugs or all drugs or something. It's not that it was legal, but it was decriminalized.
Sure.
And I think it had like huge amounts of success. So it's like maybe there's other things that we need to be looking at.
Yeah.
You know, like because obviously what we're doing, maybe some of it's working, but like there's a lot of it that doesn't seem to be working.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, a lot of them, they just get ignored.
Yeah.
Right? That's the problem, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just kind of, they're just there and, you know... The system just feels like what, you know.
A problem is also with resource though.
Yeah,
because like
that's
there's
true.
obviously like there's only so many resources that the city will allocate to these areas and stuff. And I remember watching this documentary. It was more about LA and the homelessness there, which is insane.
So bad.
And there was people that were living on the streets and they're like, hey, like why are you on the streets and stuff? And it was like this particular person, they weren't on like hardcore drugs or anything like that, or they didn't seem to be. And they just said like, I'm on a wait list to get a house. Like to get a condo or to like, you know, so I can like not be on the streets. Like there's a huge wait list. And
See, it's such a multi-layered issue. It's not just, oh, these people are fucked up or these people have mental health.
Yeah.
It's like so many reasons. It's starting with housing and how expensive it is.
Yeah.
And how it's hard to get a job and inflation, like so many different reasons.
Well, I think a huge factor of that is the cost of living and housing.
Absolutely.
Because you can see in cities that have exacerbated or whatever the word is, like cost of living, they have much higher. Like look at LA is a prime example. Like their homeless crisis is insane.
It's absolutely insane.
All the super really big cities, Seattle, San Francisco, all these places where the cost of living, Vancouver has gone through the roof. It's like the homeless has exploded.
God.
Yeah.
Oh,
and I
scary.
think also it's kind of scary because like it's a cycle. Like if you end up on the streets, like
it's so hard to get out.
Well, yeah. Like for example, if all of a sudden for whatever reason we ended up on the streets, we'd be like, it would be so hard our life that we would actually probably be more likely to just try drugs or get on.
Yeah, I heard that you just don't last long enough because without getting high or drunk because it's the only way you can cope through the day to day.
Yeah.
God, can you fucking imagine?
Oh my God, no.
Oh,
I cannot.
And it can happen to anybody.
It can.
That's
this is
the thing. That's a scary fucking truth.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's like, some people are a paycheck away.
Lot. That's the thing. A lot of people are paycheck away.
Like think of people that have like tons of debt and they're payday loans.
A lot of people are paycheck away. It is scary. And guys, start saving your money if you can.
If you can.
Anyway.
Oh my goodness.
God, we're talking about some deep. Okay, now we can talk about something a little lighthearted.
Yeah.
So, have you heard about this?
I have not.
So a few days ago, I don't know exactly which day, our lovely friend Elon Musk, who recently bought Twitter and became the CEO.
Yeah.
He posted a tweet, a Twitter poll, asking Twitter if he should step down as head of Twitter. He said, "I will abide by the results of this poll." And then the majority, albeit a pretty close majority, 57% said yes, as in yes, you should step down.
Yeah.
And then I think today he's saying that he will step down.
Yeah.
Now my theory is he wanted to step down, but he didn't want to
make it seem like he was stepping down due to the pressure and everything else.
He's feeling pressure. He's feeling like he's getting all kinds of hate. I'm sure he knows that a lot of people are making fun of him. And I think he wanted to step down, but because it's been how long? Like not even that many months since he bought it and became head of Twitter.
Yeah.
He realized he's not up for the job, but he doesn't want to just say, I'm going to quit.
Yeah.
But so he's going to be like, oh, actually, I did a democratic vote.
Yeah. and also like this is the thing, we don't know what goes on behind closed doors, so him figuratively stepping down, how involved is he still in decision making and stuff, right? So it's like he could say, oh, I've stepped down, I've done this, but like behind closed doors we don't know who's making the decisions at Twitter.
Sure. Well, I mean, we don't even know if he was making the decisions at this moment.
Exactly. Like we don't know this, but how funny is it that he puts this poll out? And I guess
it's so embarrassing.
Look at how many votes it got. It got like on this particular screenshot, 17.5 million votes total.
How many people are using Twitter?
Apparently a shitload.
At least 17.5 million people.
And that's active people because a lot of people don't vote. And of those, so that means around 10 million people basically voted for him to step down.
God damn. Elon, you ain't popular, my friend. Mm-hmm. You ain't popular.
Like, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, it's not crazy, but like...
It's kind of embarrassing. Mm-hmm. I mean, at least he probably knows he kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, who knows? Why did he even buy it in the first place?
I know. I don't get why he bought it. I think it was more like
he was having just like a meltdown about... I think he was complaining about the platform and how, because there's certain rules on certain social media platforms about what you can say, what you can't say. And he was all like, oh, I want it to be like free speech. I think that was a part of it. And I don't know. I don't know exactly why he bought it. I think he had a few problems, but then he's like, I'm just going to buy Twitter.
I think personally, guys, and people could come at me for this. I feel like he bought it as almost like a show. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like
he had to like borrow money to buy it. Did you know that?
Yeah, but I mean, borrowing money when you're at this level.
Sure.
Actually, like I saw this like again another like TikTok or something that talked about how a lot of people, especially like super wealthy people, they'll borrow and leverage other people's money to then buy assets and then pay it back, but like pay it back, you know, and be making more off the assets than what they're making, right? Like that's what they're saying. Like there was a recent thing about Adele.
Okay.
And she purchased a I don't know, I think it was guy like I can't remember how much the house was. I want to say it was like
a giant house.
A huge multi-million-dollar house.
In London. Or in LA.
I think it might have been in LA. Anyway,
okay.
It was like a very expensive house. Like,
of course. I mean, she's Adele.
Yeah. Like, do you have your phone? Do you want to?
Okay, sure.
I want to say.
You really want to know the number?
I just want to know, just off the top of my head, just say Adele like buys a house. Anyway, what had happened was, let's just see. I'm just curious because I want to find out.
Okay. So, $58 million mansion. Is that it?
Yeah. So I thought it was around that. So anyway,
58 million.
So she bought a place for around 58 million, apparently. But the interesting
with her
thing
boyfriend Rich Paul, so they split it, guys. It's not that big of a deal.
But also, they said that in the article, I don't know if it says it here, but actually she didn't buy it outright. She got a mortgage on it.
Don't most people get a mortgage, even if you are a celebrity?
But this is the point that I'm trying to make.
Okay.
You're using somebody else's money and leveraging it, right? Like technically, because
but isn't that the same as any of us that buy a house?
Ish, but what I'm saying is they do it in a larger scale. They're really wealthy.
Okay.
Like, I mean, I couldn't go and borrow like billions of dollars to buy Twitter. You know what I mean?
I mean, yes, of course. Wealthy people can borrow money because they're wealthy.
Exactly. So, and a lot of people were like wondering, they're like, why did Adele do this? Blah, blah, blah. And it's actually, again, that benefit. Like, she doesn't want to tie up her own capital in this project, and probably the same with Elon. Like, he probably didn't want to put all of his own money to buy Twitter, so he's going to use other people's money as well.
Right.
Like, you know.
Well, and also like someone like Elon, for example. Yes, he's worth billions of dollars or whatnot. Yeah. But you know how much of that is liquid. You know.
Well, they always say that.
So he probably doesn't have as much money to buy Twitter. Like he can't just buy Twitter because he, you know, all of his is in like assets and things that we don't even know where it is.
Well, this is the crazy thing. So you know how they talk about people's net worth and they're like, oh, this person's worth X, Y, Z.
How do they calculate this?
Well, they don't even know, right? Like
so they just like make shit up.
Well, it's like they'll have an educated guess and they might have some information, right? Like they'll know, okay, Rose has 5 properties and these are the values of those properties roughly. Like you can find out that information that's public, right?
Yeah.
So that kind of stuff you can. But it was interesting because I was watching this. It wasn't a documentary, but it was about the wealthy and elite and all this stuff, and they were like, yeah, like our estimates of people's net worth is like probably vastly under reporting because they have like offshore accounts, they have holdings in private companies that we don't even know about, they're on boards, they're doing this, they're like, so literally their financial picture is so convoluted that probably they don't even know how much
they don't know where their money is.
No, because they probably have so many like avenues as to where you're invested. Like Elon Musk, like his investments, his portfolio, his assets, his everything, it's probably insane. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, I can barely keep track of my like random little accounts, you know, like you know how sometimes you get like an account because it has like better interest rate or whatever. I can barely keep track, and I don't have like a million accounts. Oh god dang. I got like 3 and I'm like, oh okay, which one? I know I had this problem too because I still have an account in the UK as
well.
Yes,
I've got an account in the UK. I mean, it's so these people 100% they don't know where half their money is.
Oh yeah, it's like out there in the ether, or and then they have probably an accountant or somebody that's like they're keeping track of it all for them.
Exactly, they probably have a team of accountants.
They pay them. They're like, you guys
imagine having a team of accountants
just to deal with your shit.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. But you think about it, like these especially big celebrities, like they have so much shit going on. Yeah, they need a team.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I would need a team. Anyway, so I mean, apparently he didn't have a team to tell him not to buy Twitter. So I don't know if he is stepping down, but the latest thing I saw, like I don't know what it says in this article, but the latest thing I saw was that he was like live on YouTube or something. Yeah. And the title was something like, I'm stepping down as CEO or something. So I'm not 100% sure, but it sounds like he will. Yeah. Because why would he do this poll and not abide by it, right?
And he's like, oh, I'm gonna abide by this poll. But again, what does it mean for him to step down? Like, how involved was he before? Exactly. Is he still gonna be?
He's still gonna have majority stake, I think.
He does. He's not selling his stake.
Exactly.
So
he's probably just like, okay, clearly I'm not cut out for this. Or maybe his team was like, dude, you gotta stop because you're embarrassing yourself.
Exactly. Like, just get off it. It's like when that whole, you remember when Trump, they like basically had to ban him off Twitter because he was saying the most ridiculous things, and his PR team was probably like, why are you doing this? Oh my
god, legit. This is the thing. People all these celebrities, they ruin their reputations on Twitter. I swear to fucking god.
Yeah. Well, and Instagram.
and Instagram. But I feel like Twitter is the place where you just go and just vent about random shit.
Yeah.
Because that's all I've ever used Twitter for. And then, you know, so I think a lot of people just like write the most unhinged shit on Twitter.
Oh, for sure.
And
it's actually wild. Like, and
it's
there's
a
been
wild space.
There's been so many celebrities that have had huge backlash from Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm telling you, because you just write random shit. Like Instagram is a little bit more curated. You kind of put nice pictures up.
Yeah.
Sure, you can still say stupid shit on Instagram, but I
Yeah.
think you're just more likely to do it on Twitter.
oh god damn.
Anyway.
I think you're right. But like, think
Yeah.
about like, look at Britney Spears' Instagram.
Oh my God. Can we talk about, is she dead?
No, she's not dead.
Daniel, there's conspiracy.
No.
Have you not heard this
I
conspiracy?
have not heard this conspiracy.
You
And I don't
haven't heard-
believe it. The queen of pop is not dead, okay?
Daniel.
Sorry, princess of pop.
Daniel, have you not heard this conspiracy?
No.
Everyone is freaking out again. What is going on?
There's all these weird conspiracies. You know, there's this conspiracy that they said that Avril Lavigne was replaced by a doppelganger in like 2003, and that's not really her. Like, these conspiracies are ridiculous. Like,
Oh my God. So let me see. So people are thinking she's dead, or people
But
are thinking
why?
because everything that they're again, she's posting very weird things on her Instagram once again. And apparently, I mean, I don't know how people know this shit, but apparently they're all like really old,
Like pre-filmed
clips.
stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
So she's like reposting old things. And there was this one TikTok or Instagram video or something where it was like her birthday and her boyfriend. People don't trust her boyfriend too,
oh
apparently.
yeah, apparently a lot of people are like not loving her boyfriend.
So her boyfriend, apparently, there's like a picture or a video of him bringing her something
yeah,
or singing her happy birthday.
and that was from like last year.
And then, I don't know if that was from last year, but then you could hear Britney Spears or someone that sounds like Britney Spears saying, "Thank you, baby," or something. But it doesn't really sound like Britney Spears.
But I also feel like, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong here, but like I feel like over the years, like Britney Spears' voice, like it's been like a weird. She sometimes has a really, because she's like from the South, right? So sometimes she has a Southern accent. Sometimes I feel like she doesn't. Like
Now I feel like she puts on like a strange voice.
she does, yeah. She's like, "Hi guys." I don't know how to do it, but I feel like
it's like, "Hi everyone." Like it's very higher pitched.
whereas it's like I remember I thought she was like, "Oh y'all, hi, my name is Britney Spears."
I think
God damn.
she hasn't had that strong of a Southern accent since she was a child.
I like cheese grits.
I'm from Louisiana.
I'm from Louisiana. down
my
south.
name's Brittany.
Hi
I'm from
there.
Louisiana.
She used to have that accent.
I mean, probably closer to me rather
No,
than you.
Definitely closer to me.
God damn, Daniel.
Goddamn.
She didn't sound like this.
Bonjour.
Okay. Stop. Hit me, baby, one more time. Anyway, so the conspiracy. I don't know exactly what the conspiracy is.
This conspiracy
It sounds
is.
a bit ridiculous, but at the same time, the video is a bit strange.
Okay.
And I think you should go into this rabbit hole tonight, Daniel.
I think I might. I'm just
I
like
think
kind
you
of like
should.
freaked out about the Princess of Pop.
I mean, I really hope she's alive.
I do too.
But someone must be controlling that Instagram account.
Yeah, someone.
Or she's like off her meds. Like, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. Because she just recently did a song with Elton John.
This is true.
But maybe it wasn't her.
God, well, that's fucking
Hold
scary.
me closer, tiny dancer.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have never heard of this theory. Like, I don't
I'm
even
surprised.
know.
Her Instagram is very strange.
I know it's weird because, and she also like has randomly like taken herself off Instagram, like deleted her account all of a sudden, then reactivated it, taken it off again.
The behavior is not normal.
It's very erratic. Like
Yes.
it definitely seems, and again, I'm not a, doctor or anything else, but it's just like you don't see that very often. Like even just think about your friends. Like generally some people do go off social media though, but it's usually for a long period of time. They'll be like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm not on Instagram anymore.
Yeah, but her, like, after posting such weird things,
and she always posts all these like naked stuff.
She's very obsessed with pulling down her pants.
Yeah, like she always is like doing this.
Oh my gosh, she needs to stop this girl. She always pulls down her pants to like this really awkward
Low
point where it's like almost at her crotch.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't even think, I know that back in the day when she was like famous, I mean, she's still famous, but when she was,
Yeah.
in her prime, I guess.
Yeah.
It was in to do the low rise.
Yeah.
And she looked great doing it. But even then it wasn't that low.
Yeah.
And also, girl, like, it doesn't look that great. Okay.
It just looks. It's not even like. I still think she has a really nice body and stuff.
She looks great, but the way that she is portraying it,
I know.
she could
Yeah. But she's
I mean,
just
she
like
can do whatever she wants. Like,
Yeah.
obviously, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, post whatever you want, do whatever you want. But the behavior is a bit.
Yeah. Well, and so many people are saying, like, I've seen comments as well being like, oh, you know, she looks dead in the eyes, and like, you know, she doesn't seem like herself, and like,
yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Well, it is interesting because the things that she posted, like pre her getting released from the conservatorship, it doesn't seem that different from now. That's the first thing.
Yeah.
Second thing is that, so clearly, I don't think it's her, because when she was fighting for the end of her conservatorship, you know how she did those like court appearances and you heard her speak, she sounded very normal.
Yeah.
And she was able to articulate herself. She was saying, you know, my father put me in, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And she was explaining herself, and she sounded very different from the person that she's portrayed on Instagram. And she's never, for somebody that, you know, can do something like that in court, why can't she kind of like say these things on Instagram? Like, that's strange to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't think she's still in control of her Instagram. I don't know.
But I mean, I think
we gotta listen to that Britney Spears the podcast. They got that free Britney Spears podcast.
Oh god damn!
Remember, you know in that movie, the documentary about how Britney Spears is in the conservatorship.
Yeah.
There's like these two girls that like have a podcast about this.
Oh,
I don't know if it's still ongoing.
Yeah.
But I feel like we need to listen to that podcast.
I know. I was like thinking like, okay, I know there's content and stuff, but it's like, can you have a whole podcast of just that?
God, well, some people are like really obsessed.
That's true. I mean,
it's like a whole thing.
We're not even like that big of, you know, and we're even kind of following. Do you know what I mean?
Because it's like, what the hell's going on?
I know.
Every time I open my Instagram, it's Britney pulling down her pants.
It is.
Or like having boob stickers.
I know. Or like she always has the little boob stickers and the crotch sticker.
Yes.
But she'll be like on the beach, like, you know, and I'm just like,
my girl.
And I'm like, again, there's nothing wrong with flaunting your body, you know, being out there, but also like,
it's, you know, it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
Speaking of crazy people, oh my God, that's mean. Yeah. I should not say that.
No. Take that back, Rose.
Well, I take it back.
Yeah.
Speaking of people that, you know, maybe should not be on social media.
Yeah.
Or maybe should not be in the public eye anymore. We haven't even talked about Kanye West.
What's happened with Kanye?
You don't know?
No.
Oh my God, Daniel.
Have I been living under a rock?
You literally live in a box.
Yeah.
You literally live
Is
in
it
a
more
box.
drama with Kim? Is it?
No. Oh my, Daniel. You should be. Honestly, I'm surprised we haven't talked about this in the last few weeks.
Yeah.
And now I know why, because you live in a box.
I do. I love my little box.
Well, I think you should, you know, maybe watch a little less of Handmaid's Tale.
Oh God damn. Okay.
Anyways, well, I don't even know where to start. So he's having, I don't know if it's a psychotic episode.
Yeah.
But he has been going around making these media appearances, and this has been going on for at least a month, I think. And I don't know where it started. I'm trying to think of when it started, but he started making these strange comments about, like, anti-Semitic comments, like about Jewish people. And at first it started relatively subtly.
Yeah.
I can't remember exactly how it started, but he started making these, like, you know, anti-Semitic comments. And well, he actually started hanging out with like our favorite person, Candace Owens.
Of course.
And they were wearing this like White Lives Matter shirt.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And they got like,
can't.
I know. And they got like photographed doing it. And then he started making some anti-Semitic jokes, or not jokes, but like serious comments.
Yeah.
And then people were like, what the fuck? Because the thing is, you can't go fully like that, because even though a lot of these people that are in this like right-wing circle are anti-Semitic, at the same time, there are a lot of people, you can't say shit like that, right? Like, even though they don't say it, but he's been saying it.
Oh my God.
And in the latest thing I heard, he literally went on, do you know Alex Jones, the guy? I think we talked about it at one point. He has like a podcast or a radio show or something.
Yeah.
And he's also very like right wing as well. This is what I'm saying about, they don't full out say these things.
Yeah.
But Kanye West went on this show and he literally said that he likes Hitler. I think he said in those words.
Fucking hell.
I think he said, I love Hitler.
Hang on, let's just.
You need to see this. I think the reason why I didn't like bring it up or talk about it, because I can't take it seriously. And I can't, like, it's insane what he's saying. It's too insane that I can't take it seriously.
Oh my God.
Okay, so the first article that comes up, it says Kanye West's love of Hitler allegedly goes back 20 years. This guy is insane.
Like,
I can't believe you haven't heard of this.
No.
So he's been going around making all of these appearances on all of these different shows. And I mean, at this point, and he's actually lost a lot of deals. So
Yeah.
since he started talking about all of these, so it's been 2 months apparently. So since he started talking about all of these, majorly racist, I guess not racist, anti-Semitic sort of comments, he's lost his Yeezy deal with like whatever
Adidas or whoever it is.
Yeah, I think it was Adidas. So he's lost that deal, which is probably multi-million dollars. And he's lost other deals because obviously people can't be associated with.
Like, it's
insane. It's actually insane.
like,
so he's been praising Hitler.
I just can't. Like, honestly, guys,
What the fuck?
there is something seriously wrong with this man.
I've never heard of anyone praising Hitler.
No.
What the hell?
Like,
That's insane.
We have all learned in social studies or gone through school and learned about the atrocities and the
Yes.
horrendous things
Yes.
that Hitler and his regime did while they were in power. And for somebody to be like, I love him. I think he's a great guy.
Like,
it's like,
what the
are you fucking
Are you
stupid?
fucking-
And I'm
Yeah.
sorry, even if he has something that, like, like, for example, some people in like the Russia, they praise Stalin because they say he industrialized like Russia and helped with all this other stuff. But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, he did that, but at what cost? And does that negate? No.
Yeah,
like,
I think
if you're-
that was his actual point. Like,
Yeah.
because Hitler did this and this. I actually don't know what the
that
fuck Hitler
doesn't.
did.
I'm sorry.
It
You
doesn't negate. Yeah.
Exactly. If you are committing atrocities to humanity, like fucking atrocities,
Yeah.
no matter what else you fucking do, it doesn't negate you are a horrible person. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
guys, but you are. Like, if you,
I think
if
we
you-
all agree.
Yeah. If you think that you can, like,
I know.
I actually did not hear about
I know.
this. I'm
I know.
lost. For
It's
words.
crazy. So,
Like, I'm legit in shock right now.
yeah, I can't believe you haven't heard of this.
No.
I couldn't take it seriously because I'm like, he must be. Like, is he trolling? I was like, I don't think he's trolling though, because he's very serious.
Yeah.
And now he's hanging out with other people. I don't know their names, but he's hanging out with like 2 other guys or one other guy who is also very
It's so fucking ridiculous.
anti-Semitic and making all these comments. And then the one of the guys he's hanging out with, I heard him speak, and somebody was like, you can't possibly actually support Hitler or like Hitler. And this guy's like, what the funny thing is, so Alex Jones, he's insane and he's very right wing and he's crazy.
Yeah.
But even he was like, dude, he was like, come on, you can't possibly be saying that you like Hitler. So he's like gone extreme to the other side. And basically, so the guy that Kanye West is hanging out with, he basically said, well, what did he say? He's like, well, there's a lot of, leaders that, are just as bad as Hitler that did bad things. I'm like, well, yeah, you're probably right.
There are a lot of leaders that
but
have
that
done shitty things.
doesn't mean that you should support
Mm-hmm.
these people. Like, nobody's saying support these people.
It's fucking wild. Like,
It's like saying like, oh, you did something bad, so therefore I can do something bad. It's like, what the fuck?
Apparently, in order to salvage the meeting, because obviously it was going not great, this discussion with West attempted to shift the conversation. Oh no, sorry.
This was back in 2015.
Oh, okay, yeah. Oh my god, it's just wild. Like, it's
So he's basically, this guy's apparently been saying these things for a long time, but I guess he hasn't said it in such a public, place. And I don't really know what. Okay, my question is though.
West's admiration of Hitler and the Nazis.
Does he
What?
think Hitler liked black people?
Like, this is the
I'm sorry, but dude, you were probably the first ones in. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like it's honestly
he didn't just
psycho.
not like Jews.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding? Are you dumb?
It's so stupid. It was basically like
He literally
anyone that-
wanted white ass, blonde
hair,
blue ass eyes.
Yeah,
That's all he wanted. Like, you are not part of the group.
the Aryan race.
Yes, that was
Fuck.
literally his thing. I don't get how you can be a Nazi and be black. Like, that makes no fucking sense.
I do think, guys, honestly, hearing this and like. I
know, it's
I think
crazy.
this is grounds for cancellation.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
like
mean,
I don't know if he's ever going to be able to come back from this.
It's insane though, because all these right wing, radio shows are putting him, like, they have him on.
Yeah.
And I mean, they do push back a bit, but it's like, why are you letting him? It's like, well, they know it's going to get lots of ratings.
Yeah,
That's
and lots of views and lots of people tuning in.
Exactly, because he's like going through some kind of psychotic episode or whatever it is, or that is his true self. I think it's his true self, but also he's going through some kind of manic episode.
Yeah, some situation.
Yeah, where he thinks he's like God or something, and he's saying all this stuff, and then also I heard him say, because he lost his like Yeezy deal after saying like anti-Semitic stuff, he then thinks that it's because these Jewish people are
like plotting against him now.
Yes, because
It's
like
so
I
fucking
think that
stupid.
I don't know all the anti-Semitic like arguments, or not arguments, but like all the propaganda. All the things that anti-Semitic people say.
Yeah.
But one of the things that they say is that everything is being run by Jews.
Yeah, but you know what? Honestly, fuck that. If I like, not fuck that, but like honestly, if I was a company, let's say I was the person for Yeezys.
That's the thing. It's
and
not
then
a rational thought.
But like, I would, you know how he's thinking, oh, the Jewish
It's
people
like
are
a
coming
conspiracy.
for. Yeah,
He thinks it's a conspiracy.
they're coming for me. Well, yeah, you fucking pissed them off. Like if
right.
if I had a brand deal, like let's say with Kanye,
Sure.
like, and he was, you know, we had a multi-billion-dollar contract like Yeezys, and then he was on a radio show being super homophobic.
Right.
You can guarantee 100%
course.
it's not a conspiracy. You
That's
fucking
true.
cross the line,
This
buddy.
is true.
You're done.
This is true.
That's
This
honest.
is true. You're
Like,
literally saying you like Hitler, and then
Exactly.
even if it wasn't the case that, even if it was the case that it was all Jewish people that somehow
Yeah.
runs Adidas, which I don't know what he's thinking. Anyway,
yeah.
then
But
yeah,
even
like
still-
that is actually grounds for being
Exactly.
like, yeah, we're not
Like-
working with you. That's not a conspiracy. That's just
it's like
that's
imagine
true. If someone's like working with me and being like, oh, I
we
hate
hate
Korean
Koreans.
people, it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, don't want to work with you anymore.
yeah, see you later. You can go find someone else to work with. Like that's just a normal response. Like if someone is like literally being so fucking disrespectful,
Yeah.
and this is like I
just don't understand how a black man of all people
yeah,
could fall for this. Like I don't get it.
it's so stupid.
Like
It's
I kind of want to get into his brain, but not actually get into his brain.
I don't think you want to get into his
But
brain.
I want to like study his brain, because I'm like,
Yeah.
where does that connection? Like, how do you have that connection? How do you wear a White Lives Matter shirt?
Yeah.
And how do you support Nazis that would
Yeah.
have definitely?
not supported you.
Yeah.
Let's be honest here, guys.
Like,
They would not
how?
have.
And you know what's crazy is like, I remember back in the day, like way back in the day, when was it Hurricane Katrina or something, where it was like a giant hurricane. It was still when George Bush Jr. was a president, and it kind of revealed a lot about how the American politicians don't care about certain parts of America. I can't remember exactly. Sorry guys and I think it was Hurricane Katrina, one of the big hurricanes, where
Yeah.
it kind of revealed that like no, you know, they weren't helping
Yeah,
this
like
area.
it got limited aid or
I
something.
think that's what it was. It
Yeah.
was. And Kanye West, whether or not it was that, I'm not sure, but he like went on TV and he literally said, "Don't you remember this?" He's like, "George Bush doesn't care about black people."
Oh yeah.
This man, I mean, and he said that at one point. And then a few years later, he's like, yeah, you know, slavery is kind of a choice. Have you heard him say that?
Yeah, I think I have heard. Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Oh my God, he says such crazy shit.
Oh yeah, slavery's such a choice, guys. Oh my
What
God.
the fuck? And the crazy thing is, as much as, you know what, I'm not like a huge fan of Kim Kardashian, I've heard her speak and she seems, you know, like a normal person
Yeah.
to some extent. Like, so the fact that they were even married and had multiple children is kind of shocking.
I know.
Like, at what point did you decide, you know?
But I do think I think a part of it, guys, and this again, another controversial statement from me, surprise. I think a part of the reason they might have stayed together as long as they did is because they both are so busy. So like
that
I
they
feel
barely
like
even saw each other.
I feel like they were never around each other that often. Right?
Yeah, like do they even have conversation? Like, do they just, you
like
know?
what do they talk about? Like I don't know. It could have been, and you know what? We don't even know what goes on. Like maybe some of these celebrity marriages are more
Or like fake.
yeah, and they're for clout, and it's for more like, hey, let's plan a business together, and that would
Could
not
be.
surprise me.
I mean,
Like,
it wouldn't surprise me.
we're
either.
talking about millions and millions of dollars here,
Yeah.
right? Like, and
Yeah, we're talking about people that are fucking money crazy, power crazy.
Exactly. So they think, hey,
Yeah.
let's do this. Like, I don't know, guys. Maybe it was a legit, like, you know, marriage and they were in love
Yeah.
and whatever. But who knows? Like, it wouldn't surprise me. Like, in the past, like marriages were to forge alliances and to like, you know, bring houses together and like all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So it's not that surprising.
Oh God. Anyway, so yeah, apparently Kanye West.
Oh my God, guys, what are your thoughts
Apparently
on this?
he's a Hitler supporter.
Oh my God, this is
Never
like,
in a million years did I think anyone would say that.
I know, me
in,
neither.
Like out loud, even not. That's the crazy thing. I feel like, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, because I know that like in the recent, I don't know, however many years, I've heard of, you know, Nazism kind of coming back a little bit.
Yeah. Like
But
white
even,
supremacy and
yeah,
stuff.
a little bit like that. But even then, I feel like people did not outright say, I like Hitler.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I've never heard people say it like this, like so blatantly. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's actually fucking insane.
There's actually a really, really powerful movie about this topic.
Yeah.
It's called I want to say it's called American History X.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever seen it.
No.
Edward Norton's in it. I'm pretty sure that's the film, and it has such a powerful message because Edward Norton, he plays this like rebellious teen who's in a like Nazi gang basically,
right?
And his younger brother at the time isn't in that gang. Anyway, he ends up getting arrested, goes to prison, and then he ends up forging a friendship, an unlikely friendship, with a person of color,
right?
Because that, you know, he's in the prison system, and then, you know, as time goes on, he starts to really realize as he's in prison, he's like, how much bullshit all that other stuff was. And then the sad part is, I'm not going to reveal the whole story, but he gets out of prison, and his brother's now in the Nazi gang. His younger brother. Yeah.
Oh my God, that sounds so good.
It is amazing. I mean, there's some really,
it's
really
so
graphic scenes.
My favorite movie about this whole like Holocaust and stuff is La Vita è Bella, A Beautiful Life, or Life is Beautiful.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I haven't.
Daniel, you gotta watch it. It won.
Rose, you gotta watch American History
Okay, fine.
X.
We'll both watch these movies.
Yeah.
This one is like, it's like actually in Italy. It's set in Italy, so the movie is in Italian.
Yeah.
And it is about this. I don't know how to describe it, but basically it's about this like father and son, and they're both Jewish, and the whole family's Jewish. So the mother gets sent to like the female concentration camp, and then the father and this young son that's like 5 years old gets sent to another one. And it's so sad because like the father's like this funny guy, and the entire time that they're there, he's just trying to make his son feel like it's a game.
Yeah.
So he's like very much being like, oh my, it's so sad.
It's like a coping mechanism. Everybody copes differently.
And he's
you know
just
what I mean?
So and he's trying to do it for his son. So his son doesn't realize what's going on because he's 5 years old. Oh, it won like an Oscar, what do you call it? Academy Award. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll have to check it out.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good. Anyways.
And
so yes, and on that positive note, now we know that Kanye West is a Nazi.
Yes.
A black Nazi.
This is insane, guys.
Black Nazi.
I know.
What the fuck?
You think you've heard it all here on the SaVeg podcast, guys.
I'm sorry. All I can do is laugh because it's so ironic.
It is. It really is. Let us know in the comment section below what you guys think about this Kanye West situation. I'm, again, speechless. I'm in shock. I can't even believe that this is even being fucking talked about, and that Kanye, these words are coming out of his mouth. Like
what are you getting out of being, like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It's wild.
I guess it's good that I don't understand.
Exactly.
Anyway, guys, there's our episode.
Yes.
Make sure you check out our Patreon. It is patreon.com/thesavagepodcast for bonus episodes every single month. Oh my God, we still got to do the December one.
Yeah.
And so every month you get an exclusive episode only for Patreon members.
Yep.
And you get every episode a week earlier than everyone else.
Yep.
And it's all ad free.
Exactly.
So make sure you check it out. It only is as little as $3 a month. So definitely check it out, and make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel and thumbs up this video if you are watching it on YouTube.
Yep.
And make sure you follow us on whatever podcast platform you're listening to and give us a little rating.
Yes. 5 stars, guys.
Yay, guys. Thank you so much for listening. And
Thank
we
you.
will talk
Stay
to you guys
warm out
next week.
there. Stay warm.
Oh my God. I
Bye.
think we're the coldest ones here.
We are.
Anyway, bye guys.
Bye.